To start off with is eye cream. Now this is crucial if you are a sufferer with dark circles. The skin under the eyes does tend to be a lot finer, so obviously you get fine lines and things like that. So if you are going to use any products, then please use an under eye cream first, because what this will do is just help glide on any product onto the eye. The one that I think is really good at the moment is this one here. This is from Olay. You see that one? This is the Regenerist Lumionous. This is for dark circles, correcting swirl, it's called. It's got a little swirly bit in it. Really, really good product. I really like this one. I use it on boys and girls, and it just instantly lifts the under eye area, so that's a really good one. The other one that I think's fantastic is the one from No7 Lift Luminate. I use that pretty much every day as my eye cream. Thirdly, the Vichy one, this one here. Can you see that? Lift Activate. Now this one I tend to use more at night time, so it's more of a serum. It's a little bit more concentrated, so it's probably something better to use, I think, personally, in the evenings, and then just use the slightly lighter ones during the day. The one that I'm going to use right now is the Olay one. And eye cream, really, really important. You only need about a grain of rice amount, and then take it with your ring finger, so this one here, and then just very, very gently pat it where the bone is of your eye area, okay? You don't need to go right up into the lashes, just pat all the way around the bone area, just around that area there. And then you can also take it around this area here, so just under the eyebrow. And as I said, very, very gentle movements all around here. This is where you get any fine lines. Just try and take it right into the increase there. And instantly, it's got a little bit of light reflector in that one, which is really nice, so I think it just instantly illuminates it. Pop a little bit on the other eye. I'm just going to demonstrate this eye. As you can see, this side of my face is slightly in the dark, which is not very helpful. So I'm just going to mainly show you this, but also I think it's quite good to show you before and after so you can see the difference of the effects. Right, so I've popped the under eye cream, use a little bit like that. I tend to do my moisturiser first and then I tend to apply my eye cream. What I'm going to use is a little bit of light to medium bisque. Now this is a Corrector and this is by Bobbi Brown. Now can you see here that this is a lot pinky? Can you see that? It's a pinky product because what it's going to do is it's going to counteract any darkness. So when you're trying to cover darkness, anything with blue or grey tones in it, you need to eliminate it with a pink or a reddy toned or a bricky colour, something non-yellow. Because what you're going to do is as soon as you put yellow on top of blueness that you get under the eye, that's just going to come through grey. So you really need to kind of balance out. So you need to put the pink first and then you need to put the yellow, and that will camouflage it. The other thing I wanted to point out is something like this. This is from Makeup Academy. This is a Pro Base Concealer and Brightening Kit. This one here. This is fantastic. I mean, it's not very much. I can't find I don't know the exact amount, but this is fantastic. It's a great product. You can get it in the high street on, you know, I think it's either Superdrug or Boots, and it's really not very expensive. But the great thing about that is you've got your pink tone here. Then you've got your more beigey kind of skin tone here, and then you've got the concealer that end. So can you see that? That's probably more your foundation, and then that's, you know, so you've got a really, really bright pink one. Sorry, I'm rubbish at holding this. As you can see, you've got your really bright pink one here, then more your foundation base here, then more your concealer base here. So your concealer should realistically be one shade lighter than your foundation because that's going to lift under the eyes. So that's a really good kit to have if you don't want to go out spending lots of money on different products. That's a really, really good one. They also do a really good base one here, which is this one here, which I bought the other day. Can you see that? That's really good. Again, it's got your concealers, Corrector, so it's got the pinky one. So yeah, it's got your pinky one there, then you've got your concealer above it, and then you've got your foundation here. So it's a really good little pack to take with you in your handbag and things like that. So they're quite nice, and as I said, they're really reasonably priced, so it's worth having a look. Anyway, I'm going to go with the Bobbi Brown one, which is the pink one, so very, very similar. Sorry, I'm terrible, I told you, I'm rubbish at holding. Very, very similar, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to go under my eye area. Now as you can see, I'm going to go really close all the way along my lashes because I've got quite pinkiness under there, a little bit up here as well, and right into the corner. Can you see that? So right into the corner here, right underneath my lash line. It Doesn't matter if it's quite thick at the moment. It's quite a creamy consistency, the Bobbi Brown Corrector, but it's amazing. It really, really works. And then again, with your ring finger, just gently, very gently pat. I'm using very, very gentle dabbing movements. You do not want to go heavy-handed. You do not want to do this because this is going to drag the skin straight away. This will just very, very simply pat it into the eye, and that will just slightly, can you see that? Slightly camouflages any darkness. I think I'm going to put a little bit more because I've got a little bit more just there. Tired at the moment, so that's not helping. And then just pat it in. Now, if I just was to leave this on its own, this is going to look a bit weird and quite pinky. I don't really want that. Can you see that? I don't really want it to look very pinky because I don't think that's very flattering. So what I now need to do is go over the top with my concealer. And again, as I said, this needs to be a slight shade lighter than your foundation just to lift it. Not massively, it doesn't have to be crazy, but I think the problem is if you have it the same colour as your foundation, then you just blend all into one, and what you want to do is lift that eye area. So on top of that, I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Brush On Glow Concealer. This is in a clicky pen, looks a bit like this. It's pretty worn out, but I'll put all the details below. And then I'm just going to go over the top of my concealer, Corrector, over the top of the pinky one. You see how this is a lot more yellow? Just brush that on like that. This one is medium, C3 medium cool, this colour. And then again, with my ring finger, I'm just going to pat it on. Now, you can either do your concealer before or after your foundation. That's a personal preference. I personally like to do it before because I feel that once I've made up my eye area, then I can then continue with my foundation below it. But that's just me. Some people prefer the other way around, which is fine. I'm actually, as you can see, I've got very veiny lids, so I'm going to take a tiny bit of that over the top. Just to really, I didn't even get any more product, I just put a little bit on top of that. And that just lifts the eye area. Can you see that? The two difference. So this one, as you can see, hasn't got anything. So I've still got quite a lot of darkness here and quite a lot of pinkness on my lid. Whereas this one here, I've definitely got the corrector on, which has combated any darkness, and then I've highlighted it with the concealer. Now, it does seem complicated, but as I said, you can always go out and get the Pro palette, which is from the Makeup Academy, which is really good. But just the only thing, as I would say, with slightly cheaper products is that they might not last as long and their textures might be a little bit different to the slightly more expensive brands. But, you know, it will still do the trick. If you've got a great concealer that you love, but you just need the corrector, one of these is a great thing to have because you can just have it in your handbag and you can just touch up with it, so it's fantastic. I'm not going to put any powder on right now over the top of this, but you can always put a little bit of powder, just run the brush through it. I don't want a heavy powdered look under the eye because that's where it will pick up any fine lines. Don't be worried if you are slightly older and you do have fine lines by using concealers. Now the thing is, a lot of people like to use the Touche Leclerc and they just start to use one product, but I promise you, if you have any darkness under the eye, the Touche Leclerc or any kind of brightener is not going to combat it. You really, really do need a corrector on first, and then you can pop your concealers over the top or your highlighters or whatever they are, the eye brighteners or things like that. But if you do suffer with very, very darkness, I promise you, anything yellow is not really going to combat it. You definitely need that peachy toned. If you're more olive and Asian skin toned, then you need to go for more the bricky red colours or oranges. But if you're fairer, then more pinky tones. Give it a go. I hope it helps, and I'd love your comments just to see how you get on. All right, take care. See you later.